There's the light.
Did it go on?
It's
on.
on.
Hi, everybody. Here we are.
So we're back here with Morgan, and interestingly, this is baby number 2. So if you see video number 1, it's the same person, but this is a different video.
Baby. Not still pregnant.
Almost 2 years later, right?
To the day.
Sunday.
Jackson's birthday is on Sunday.
Jackson's birthday. So yeah.
So I could be having this baby on Sunday.
So last time we shot her video, she was 40 weeks pregnant, and now she's 40 weeks pregnant. Yeah. Almost 2 years later, and we're gonna just adjust her and hopefully get this another boy.
Yes.
Moving on out into the real world. So
all on his own.
So for I guess those who didn't hear the first time, you're a very natural. She's doing everything natural. She did it the first time. She's doing it this time, right?
Yeah. So I go to a natural birthing center up in Elmer, New Jersey. Gentle Beginnings is what it's called. If you don't know, pretty much ever since the start of my pregnancy through now, I get chiropractic care. You want to keep your pelvis in line. It's really important for labor and for birth. If anything's going on there that's blocking it, you can have certain issues. You want to make sure your round ligaments are good. You can be holding certain tension in your shoulders or your jaw, and that could even prevent labor from starting. So there's things that you need to think about within your body that could be, preventing your body from progressing and things like that. So it's good to get care all throughout and even after postpartum too.
And she, even eating, even the first time, you eat very clean.
Yeah.
Vegan. Are you vegan?
So I was vegan with Jackson pretty much my whole pregnancy. This time we got chickens and stuff, and we started doing more pescatarian, I guess you'd call it. We're plant-based pretty much for the most part, but we do add in some animal products here and there. Yeah. But they're raw, good sources, not traditional food.
Clean meats and stuff.
Yep.
Clean food. But the importance of nourishing yourself properly and eating well during pregnancy.
Nourishment is everything.
Yeah, because a lot of people give in to cravings and eat poorly, and they have their cheeseburgers and they have their McDonald's and they have whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to remember you're feeding a baby in there that's growing and developing, and what you eat is what they eat.
Exactly.
And that's important in growth and development.
And you could be eating McDonald's and supplementing with vitamins. But you're still depleting your body. It's not doing enough.
You even grow some of your own stuff, right?
Yeah, we have a garden and everything. And ever since the whole COVID pandemic, we've got really into just kind of being more sustainable and growing our food and nourishing our bodies best we can. Can't really trust things that are being given to us these days. So we're kind of taking it in our own hands. But I think it's paid off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So last night she came in. She was experiencing some sciatica, low back pain, neck tension. I haven't talked to you since last night until right now. So how did you do?
I actually slept last night.
So she did well.
And I woke up this morning with this just calmness over me. My body felt in line. I felt good. And if you've ever been pregnant, there's just this stress of when the baby's gonna come. Everyone's asking you, how are you doing? When you're 40 weeks. So you stress out about the baby coming and all of this, and I was kind of just in my own head, my neck was all tight, my back was hurting me, chasing a toddler around, and then I actually got a full night's sleep last night, woke up today feeling good. So you want to be rested for, especially a natural birth. Not that you shouldn't for any birth, but I think natural especially is more
And you're
challenging.
doing a water birth, right?
I'm going to try this time. I tried to with Jackson, but if your water breaks for over 24 hours, there's risk of infection, so they won't let you do that. But I did labor in the tub the entire time, and it was the greatest thing ever. Warm water really helps. So yeah, well, fingers crossed that I do. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so let's see. We'll adjust and talk as we go here. You were just talking about. Well, let me do this first.
So you want me to take my necklace off?
Let me see. Yeah, why don't we do that? I'm gonna say if it was loose, I can get around it, but so as always, we start off scoping somebody. It's called a nervoscope. It helps look at heat patterns or stress in the nervous system. Helps kind of identify and narrow down where we're going to be adjusting somebody, where they have a subluxation. It's kind of like narrows down instead of just going by, it hurts here, there's a symptom there, there's a spasm there. It kind of hones in on where there's major problems. So I get a little reading right here. Now, a couple things about her spine. She has a pretty big scoliosis, double scoliosis, one in her thoracolumbar area, kind of like the lower mid-back, upper lumbar spine, and then in her mid-back along kind of like the right shoulder blade. So she's got a pretty big scoliosis, and we take that into consideration. But layers. So I got a reading here. This is without counting right now, somewhere around, looks like T6, T5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, T5.
Ooh.
So she's got a wild swing over here.
I gotta ask her.
Ooh.
So that pins the needle. It goes all the way to the left kind of, and then breaks back this way. So we're going to check that one out.
I actually just learned if you have scoliosis.
Looks like an L2. Yes.
It's hard for them to even give you an epidural.
Yeah, I've had patients with scoliosis, and they've really missed or hit a nerve root or the spinal cord.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that I didn't even attempt it, because I could have gotten injured, you know?
Yeah, I've had women come in here who had an epidural and it hit the spinal cord or nerve root, and they had pain for years, and then they come in here, and surprisingly they do well, recovering.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So yeah, she's got a little bit of pressure down here. Not a surprise, right? So it feels like.
I mean, my right is going off today.
So that's about right at L5, but I'll feel L5, L2, T5 right now. And then her neck pattern of misalignments are typically her atlas, typically subluxate, so, and that's what I'm seeing up here, break at the base of her skull. Okay, so, as always, we just
Sorry
feel.
about the light, kids.
It's so brightly. We still suck in the technology realm. We gotta, these are just
all raw and
these
unedited.
are very raw, unedited
We need
videos.
to give you a ring light and a tripod.
I do have a ring light somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah.
You need one with a tripod on it.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. I just, I see all these setups of other people. They have, the ring light, the tripod. They have microphones all over the place, so it magnifies the popping noise of the spine and all.
And
this
here
other
we
stuff.
are just.
And here we are just winging it with an iPhone.
Hey, whatever works.
I did get a GoPro to try and get that instead and figure out how to use that. I'm still in the box.
I figured.
Along with a lot of other things, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'll probably get about 8 months before I get to the GoPro.
Haven't you had it for about a year?
I actually have had it for a long time, to be honest with you. All right, I'm gonna.
This is going on YouTube
so
now.
I got it. When did I get it? I got it at right before 2020.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I just took it out of the box.
So it's over a year. Yeah.
All right, so she has a left atlas, pretty big. Right pelvis, pretty big. L5, T5, L2. So we're gonna bring the amazing Megan over here. Morgan. I just called you Megan. Morgan.
I didn't want to correct
I
you.
didn't even hear him until he just said it the second time.
This is Morgan.
Not Megan.
Yes,
Morgan.
I know who my patients are.
Okay.
See, if we knew technology, we could edit that out, but we'll just leave it in there now.
Morgan fits right in. She goes with the flow.
If you send it to me, I could do it.
You could clean it up for me.
That might be a good idea, Dr. Dave.
It's going to turn out to be a wonderful video.
So we're going to adjust T5, all right?
I'm going to get my palm on T5. You don't see it. I'm going to lean in and get T5.
Should have had a microphone on that.
I know, that was, I mean, it sounds loud from out here. She has an L2. Let me see her listing of L2. PRI, so I have to go on the side of the table. So in specific adjusting off her x-ray, I took how her spine's rotated and twisted so I know what direction to adjust it from. You don't want to adjust a scoliosis in the concavity because you're going to make it worse. You want to work on the outside of the rainbow, the outside of the curve, as we say. And that's the art of specific adjusting. So L2, I'm going to lean in, set that guy. That adjusted well too. So T5 and L2. We'll check her knees just because that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with pregnancy. It just has to do with the stability of her lower. So as she's walking, keeps her pelvis in good shape. I'll adjust her feet too. Because they play a role. Feet and knees play a role in everything above them.
Especially now, things start to swell.
Yes.
More pressure.
So I don't know if you hear that. I adjusted both fibula heads. They were kind of locked up. It's not really about the popping noise either, although we like to hear it because it's like celebratory and we know we moved something.
And I'm gonna get over here.
So we'll probably push some pressure points on Morgan.
What is your problem?
I don't know.
Dr. Dave, you know me for how long and you can't get my name right?
I think I'm having a little stage fright. I don't know why.
It's Sally.
We're gonna definitely send you this video.
Stage fright.
Yeah, we did the pressure points last time and they, just to tell you guys, the last time I was pregnant and Dr. Dave did this video, I went into labor the following day. So, fingers crossed.
So
there's natural ways to do this. Your body isn't going to go into labor unless it's ready, you know? But the natural ways are always fun. So, there's that.
I agree, but I'm biased. So there's different pressure points, acupressure points of pregnancy. You know, somewhere on the outside, the lateral malleolus, you're supposed to hold them for a minute or so. The inner portion, medial malleolus, above the Achilles tendon. And you're supposed to hold them for a period of time, sometimes up to a few minutes.
Yeah, I think acupressure, they say, doesn't necessarily work unless you're like consistent with it throughout the day. But
Yeah.
we can still try.
Yeah, so above the Achilles tendons, on the inner ankle, outer ankle, on the web of the hand, above the sacrum, lower back. I think those are the primary ones.
Here also.
Yeah, the web of the
that
hand
what you
in
just
between.
said?
Yeah. There's another one somewhere I think I'm forgetting, but
Here, you do those. I'll put the camera down. I'll do the hands.
now I'll do more of this. I'll do more of it after we.
Yeah.
I won't
I
sit
gotcha.
here and hold pressure
Yeah,
points for
yeah,
people
you don't
for
have to
like.
do that.
We'll turn the video off later and then I'll work on it more. We also.
She gets a heck of a crack out of those nails.
Some people can crack their own toes and stuff. I don't mess with that.
It's not good for you to do that stuff.
I'll let Dr. Dave crack them.
So she's got a little bit of a cuboid on the right side that needs to be adjusted, so I'm just going to pull that.
Checking these. So you were saying something earlier that they're sometimes are in such a rush to induce people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like sometimes, why not let nature take care of itself? I know there's considerations, of course, if there's
risks.
Yeah, risks or something, but you know, I mean, if it's a day or two or a few days, you know, it's just let the body. In my opinion.
Also, some people don't even really know when they got pregnant.
Yeah.
And their due date could be completely off, you know? Or just everyone's body's different. Like I was telling Dr. Dave, one of my really close friends, who was actually my doula for my first birth with Jackson. She goes 11 days late with every single baby. That's just, and she just had her third kid. But there's a consistent pattern there. Like clearly her body isn't ready for 11 days past her due date. But if she went to the regular hospital, they wouldn't allow her to go that far.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, exactly. How do you know the specific day and what the body is and how long they're supposed to cook in there? You know,
Trust me, they will come out. As much as you want them to come out early, they will, you know, come when they're ready.
So I'm just checking her round ligaments, pressure, lower abs, see if there's any trigger points in here. Releasing trigger points here can help also aid in delivery. There's a little one right there.
Oh, there's love too.
Look at that baby belly.
That.
Hi, Ollie.
Hello in there. Yeah, we have an Oliver Rome.
Mm-hmm. You can remember that, but not my name.
I can remember Oliver Rome, and I can't remember Morgan.
We don't even have a Megan right now. That's what's really scary. Sorry.
Oh, that's great.
No, I know. I'm like, I don't know why Megan keeps popping in my head.
You're not the only person. People do it quite often, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's things I call you on a daily basis that I can't say on video, so I'm just kidding. I love Dr. Dave.
A little trigger point right there.
Yeah, I feel it.
I like rubbing.
Now, are you contracting again?
No, right now I feel soft.
Because last night you were contracting when he was doing that.
No, when he was just doing my feet, I was, but yeah.
Come on, baby Ollie.
We used essential oils last time too. Like, didn't we use like?
I have.
She's covered in
have it.
clary sage.
Yeah, I
Can you smell
smell
it.
it.
You
Yeah,
smell it?
yeah.
She took a shower in it.
So clary sage is a natural induction oil. It actually helps your body produce more oxytocin, which is the hormone that makes your body contract. Just a fun fact.
Yeah.
They say not to use it though until you're like 40 weeks because it can be pretty strong and powerful, but it can cause preterm labor if you use it too early. But clearly it's not doing much on me. I've been showering in it for the last 2 days. So he's not ready yet, but he
You can
will
smell
be.
her coming from about 3 blocks away.
It's pretty relaxing of a smell too. So.
It is. As long as it's not patchouli, I'm good.
Patchouli smells like armpits.
Yeah, it does.
Patchouli smells
And
like armpits.
sandalwood.
Patchouli makes my throat feel like it's gonna close. I start coughing.
Yeah, Sally has
I have a serious
has a
sensitivity
reaction
to
to
that.
patchouli. Certain people walk in here with patchouli.
I have two that literally
Really?
shower in it,
Yeah.
and at the minute they walk in the door, I start hacking for like 2
Put
hours.
your mask on.
I do. And you can't really ask people not to wear something, you know. But
The
after
camera's
like
rolling. I'll tell a story later, but I'm very sensitive to perfume. I can't, if it's like fake perfume, I can't do it.
yeah.
I typically don't have any issues like that except for sage. Sage, number one, I think is disgusting. Number two, I mean, I know it's supposed to ward off evil spirits or whatever it is and bad luck and all that, but I don't know. My body does not like
It's
sage.
too much for you.
It's the one thing,
Yeah.
thing that, yeah.
Yeah, we had a day in the office where somebody used the bathroom and it was really bad. And Laura was still here from over on the other side. And she said, here, burn some of this.
And it was
Dave came back from being out from the break. I've never seen him angry, ever. He came out to the desk and he said, "Who's burning sage?"
Oh
he
my
was
gosh,
like
it's so
raring
funny.
to go. I had no idea. Alice is like, "You didn't know that? I knew that." I'm like, "Well, why didn't you stop me?" It was terrible.
That's so funny.
Okay, we're gonna go over here, adjust her right ilium.
Okay.
She's feeling really good right now.
Or right PIIN.
Wait, I'm gonna do it from this end actually.
Now with this, you can adjust obviously a woman that has a belly from pregnancy, right? You just have to be aware of how to do it. There might be some pressure. Just reassure the person, the woman, that you might feel pressure in your belly, but it's okay if you feel a little pressure. It's nothing dangerous or harmful, but
That was
job.
a nice one.
And you know, through this whole thing, Morgan breathes perfectly. She takes deep breaths. She really pays attention when she's getting the actual adjustment to breathe and let the breath out when you're doing
Your
that.
body won't move unless you
very-
breathe with it.
she's very in tune with her body.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna start the Dr. Dave Morgan vlog.
So those sit really good, really nice sets. I know they weren't loud and explosive cracks, but it's not
It
about
was
that.
pretty loud in my body.
Yeah, in her body and like under my hand and what I heard, it was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as the noises and all that. And that's not how we measure the effectiveness of adjustments, but it was there. It was it was deep and loud enough. We're gonna go for her left atlas. If I could see it from spots in front of my eyes from that thing.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So I'm gonna, baby one. Let me do this one more time. Let me have you scooch back in the chair a little bit more. Let's see if I can get this around you.
I forgot about this thing.
Seatbelt. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See if I can get a little more of this atlas. All right, that was the other side.
See what happens when you get greedy.
Exactly. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this C2. It's staring me right in the face. So that was better. Deeper.
Did that look like I had like an exorcism? That's how I feel when he cracks in my neck.
Waiting for the strange voices.
Just shoulders and wrists. So, yeah. Video number 2 with 40-week pregnant Morgan.
One more time. What's your name?
How exciting.
All right.
We want to meet Oliver when he comes into the world.
Yes. Yeah, and it's super important after the baby comes through the birth canal. People think like, I remember posting stuff of my son getting adjusted for like the first time, and I was getting messages of people saying like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nothing's wrong with him. They go through so much trauma when they go through that birth canal that they need to
They
be
need that
adjusted.
reset.
Yeah, they need a reset for sure, just like we do.
Yeah.
So it's important as they're growing, you know, to keep things in line. So, and gas, colic, all of that stuff. I was
Toward
having
college.
an issue with nursing where, I don't know if you remember this, Dr. Dave, but Jackson's head, his neck was messed up, and he wouldn't nurse on my left side. A normal person who didn't get chiropractic care, didn't even know anything about that, would just think like, oh, it's something wrong with me, you know, or my milk supply, or, you know, the certain breast, or it was a tongue tie, or you would have just like gone to the extreme when really all he needed was an adjustment, and then he was nursing fine after, you know. So people don't think that it can be through the spine, you know.
Yeah, common with C-section births, vacuum extraction, things that are not vaginal, or even vaginal. You can have, we call that the first misalignment or subluxation because of the stress of a labor. And in today's day and age, there's a lot of pulling, a lot of twisting, a lot of assistance in the delivery in trying to either take away the mother going through discomfort or pain. And there's a lot more of assistance from say a doctor or nurse or doula or something. Well, doulas are a little bit more aware of those things.
Or foreign objects.
But yeah, the first subluxation misalignment can occur then, and you might realize, oh, well, the baby can nurse on one breast but not the other. You know, that's a sign of potential neck involvement.
Yeah.
But just for general health and well-being. I mean, just, you know, I always say they check their APGAR scores and all these other things. Who's checking the nervous system and the spine after such a wonderful but stressful event? But you can set your infant baby up for a great healthy life by incorporating chiropractic into their life right from the get-go.
Just their immune system too, let alone Jackson's been sick once.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. One time.
And what was the sickness? Like a little cold?
A little cold, yeah, nothing serious.
No fever, no craziness.
No, but I also breastfed him until he was 16 months.
Yeah,
So.
which is another great thing, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, they're going to be exposed to things,
longer than
right?
that.
You just want their immune system to be able to handle it really well naturally.
22 months.
22 months
Wow.
of breastfeeding.
Yeah, I just stopped 2 months ago. So.
Wow.
Yeah. He's gonna be 2 on Sunday. Wow. Yep.
So she's off to another one, and then hopefully we'll get to see Oliver, and maybe we'll do a video adjusting Oliver. You see
that
him.
would be cool. Yeah.
You see him in there now.
Yeah.
And we'll get another one when he's out of there into this crazy world.
An infant one would be good because not a lot of people know that that's even like a possibility. Even if you have a perfect natural birth with no minimal intervention, but even if baby's in like an optimal position, it's still a lot to come through the birth canal, regardless. You know.
And if you go to our YouTube channel, there is Morgan's first video, and then there are baby videos on there too, and children being adjusted, and you know, we have some really good ones on there, some newer ones.
It's super important.
Yeah, but this is super important, and it's even more important that you follow all the other stuff too, the food, the nutrition.
Yeah.
You know, you exercise well too. We didn't talk about that either.
Yep. Pretty
You
much the whole
exercise
pregnancy
regularly?
up until my sciatica got bad in the 3rd trimester. And then it was more like yoga and stretching and like walks and things like that. But if you're sitting on the couch and not really moving your body, it's kind of like you have to train for a marathon for birth, right? Like you have to eat clean, you have to take care of yourself, take your supplements because you're preparing for this crazy thing that our bodies naturally, you know, are created to do. But, you know, there's some things you can do to help it along and make it easier for yourself. You know, I remember getting bruises on the back of my arms from holding myself up in natural labor, and like it's a hard process. So you want to make sure, you know, you're still working out, taking care of yourself, make sure your legs are strong for when you have to push and things like that. So yeah, there's more to it than just having a baby.
And just carrying a baby.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much for letting us do this. We wish everything the best of luck to this guy as he comes out again.
Yeah.
Comes out.
Eviction notice has been sent.
Eviction notice has been sent. Get out.
Via Dr. Dave.
And, well, thank you and blessings to everything. And we'll
we
see
look
you
forward
soon.
to Ollie.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.